This apartment in Austin belonged to Colton Pitonyak, a National Merit Scholar and a respected business student at the University of Texas. It was the last place anyone expected to find pure evil. When police finally secured the scene, they found a kitchen that was sparkling clean, yet a bathtub that concealed a body so horrifically mutilated. A prosecutor would later call the initial shooting a very clean murder. The real horror, he said, was all in what happened next. This is the story of Jennifer Cave, a case where one act of unimaginable depravity forced a grieving mother to single-handedly change Texas law. Welcome to Austin, Texas, in the summer of 2005. This vibrant, youthful city, anchored by the massive University of Texas, felt completely secure. But here, in a quiet, affluent student neighborhood known as West Campus, that illusion of safety was about to be shattered forever. Our story begins with Jennifer Ray Cave. At just 21 years old, Jennifer was fighting for a fresh start in Austin. She'd landed a promising new job as a legal assistant at a law firm, determined to find stability and overcome her difficult battle with drugs. On the evening of August 16th, Jennifer was filled with hope. She was heading out to Austin's South famous 6th Street to celebrate her promotion and her new beginning. Her companion that night was Colton Aaron Pitonyak. At 22, Pitonyak was the ultimate contradiction. On the surface, he was a junior in the prestigious business program at the University of Texas, a National Merit Scholar from an affluent family. His public image was one of unparalleled promise. But beneath that polished veneer was a different story. He was a dealer whose escalating drug and alcohol abuse had led him, and critically, had led Jennifer, down a dark and dangerous path. To Jennifer's friends, he was known primarily as her source for drugs, a dynamic that created a deeply reliant and perilous connection. Their night of celebration ended back at Colton's apartment at the Orange Tree condominiums. And sometime in the early morning hours of August 17th, between 1:05 a.m. and 3:30 a.m., Jennifer Cave was shot. The celebration had turned into a nightmare. The horror began not with a bang, but with silence. Jennifer never showed up for her first day at her new job. Her concerned employer contacted her mother, Sharon, who was at home in Corpus Christi. For a mother who was all too aware of her daughter's struggles, this uncharacteristic absence was immediately alarming. Jennifer always called. Sharon Sedgwick, her mother, launched her own desperate investigation. She contacted the cell phone provider, managed to get a list of Jennifer's recent calls, and started dialing every number. Methodically, she worked her way down the list until she reached a friend who confirmed Jennifer was last seen with one person, Colton Pitonyak. Sharon tried to call Colton. He refused to answer her calls. Driven by a pure maternal instinct that bordered on premonition, Sharon and her fiancé, Jim Sedgwick, made the frantic 4-hour drive to Austin on August 18th. They went straight to the Orange Tree condominiums and found what they feared most: Jennifer's car, parked right outside Pitonyak's unit. They pounded on the doors and windows, screaming her name, their calls echoing unanswered into the empty complex. Jim Sedgwick called 911. Austin police officers arrived, but they were bound by procedure. Despite a missing woman's car being parked at the last place she was seen alive, the officers stated they could not legally search the apartment without a warrant. They departed, leaving the distraught family alone with their mounting terror. A critical delay of nearly 24 hours had already passed since Jennifer was murdered. Jim Sedgwick knew they couldn't wait for the slow wheels of justice. After a failed attempt to hire a locksmith, in an act of sheer desperation and conviction, he found an unlocked window and climbed into the condominium. What he found inside was a scene of unspeakable horror. The trial eventually ended with Colton Pitonyak, the scholar, sentenced to 55 years for murder. His former girlfriend, Laura Hall, was convicted as an accomplice, guilty of helping to desecrate Jennifer's body. On the surface, it appeared to be a clean legal conclusion. The killer and the one who helped him cover it up were both behind bars. But the most chilling part of this entire story didn't emerge until years later, during Pitonyak's appeal. His defense team claimed the prosecution had withheld a truly shocking piece of evidence: a documented jailhouse confession, not from Colton, but from Laura Hall herself. A jail counselor's notation, recorded just weeks after the murder, revealed statements from fellow inmates. They claimed that during a group session, Laura Hall had confessed to the killing. The notes detailed her alleged words: That whore deserved to die. She was just a dancer anyway. While the court ultimately affirmed Pitonyak's conviction, the controversy surrounding that jailhouse confession permanently injected a horrifying ambiguity into the case. Did Laura Hall, the obsessive ex-girlfriend, simply help clean up the evidence? Or was she a jealous, active participant who felt the victim deserved her fate, only to have her act attributed entirely to the man she was devoted to? The legal system has closed its books, but the question of who truly held the knife for the 29 post-mortem wounds remains a source of perpetual, chilling doubt. Don't just watch a true crime story, witness a piece of history. Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, because the final piece of evidence in this case, that terrifying jailhouse confession, will make you question everything you thought you knew about the killer and the accomplice. Thanks for watching.